All right, so let's bring on Abdul Kasim from DisplayRide. Hi, Abdul. How are you doing?
Hey guys, doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, how are you?
First,
We had Abdul on about a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we were excited to have him on because look, not a day goes by, that we don't hear about carjacking, shootings, stabbings of drivers or beatings. In fact, if you guys caught my last Behind the Wheels episode, which aired last Thursday, the 70-year-old LA driver was beaten to a pulp by a rider. And, Abdul, I get like 25, 30 emails a week from drivers saying, I got deactivated, or this happened and that happened. Guess what? The first question is that I go back to them. Do you have a dash cam? Unequivocally, I could say 90% of them don't. And I'm going like, how do we clean this up now, right? I mean, I have one. I have a DisplayRide. I've been using it for a while. And a lot of things have changed since last time you were here, right? There is new products, there is new things. So I'm going to shut up and let you explain who you are and what you guys do and what the products are and the new products as well.
Absolutely. So we are DisplayRide, obviously, and our focus. We are actually more than a dash cam. I know the dash cam is the most visible component of our solution, but it's broader than that. We call it the rideshare monitoring platform, actually, because it actually was developed for rideshare. So it's not, as opposed to a lot of the dash cams there, which we consider tools. They can be, obviously they have some utility, but what we are trying to do is actually solve the very real problems in rideshare, as opposed to just recording. I mean, that's just one component of it, right? So we're doing a lot more than that. So our solution is called the Rideshare Monitoring Platform, and it has a dash cam component. You can see this is the dash cam here. A lot of you might have seen it as well. It's a very simple, straightforward thing. The cool thing about it is it has got a screen, which is, let me move it here. Yeah. So all you need to do is plug it into your cigarette lighter or your USB, and then just peel this off, and it connects into the connect to the windshield, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
It starts recording
Yeah, I
automatically.
can attest to that. I can attest to that. If it takes you more than 3 to 5 minutes to install this, you're doing something wrong. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's that simple. Yeah.
Yeah, we've timed it actually. It usually takes less than a minute. So anyway, once you install it, and as soon as the vehicle starts, it automatically starts recording. And the key thing about our solution is it is always cloud connected, which means it's always connected online. It has a wireless connection inside the device itself, and basically it records both inside, outside. The video. I mean, it also record the audio. And again, you can turn it off if you so desire, because some states, it's a one-party or two-party states. But anyway, it records audio, video, and as soon as it records, it automatically uploads to the cloud location securely. It does some processing, but it records it. Nothing, the driver has to do nothing. It's all done automatically, and that's a key thing. And it's stored there, and you can access it whenever you want, things like that. It's very simple, stuff like that. We also have some really cool things. First of all, importantly, it does not require any apps to download or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Everything is operable. It's operable through your phone. All you need to do is it has a touch sensitive screen, as you'll see, and if you want anything to do, there's a help button. You just press.
Yep.
You saw that message. It automatically sends a message to my mobile phone, to whatever your mobile phone is, and you just connect it, and you can see here, and you can go to your portal, and your portal does allows you to do a. You can probably see it here. It's logging on. I just got a link because I pressed that, and it automatically allows me to do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the thing, the thing with a lot of dash cams, right? I mean, look, there's a lot of dash cams out there. I'm not going to deny that, but what it is that, if you're, unfortunately, I mean, these things happen 1 in a million, right? Uber does 1.1 million trips an hour, and Lyft does 2 million trips a day. So if you look at it, it's close to 30 million trips between the two of them a day. Okay. So even if it happens 1 an hour, just single one, and if that happens to be you, I mean, your life has changed forever, right? Number one. The other thing is, with this dash cam, there is no SD cards, there is no taking it out, there is no putting it in the computer, downloading it, wiping it out, doing this, doing that. All you do is just plug it and play it, and then you drive it. And lastly, when a criminal gets in your car and they see a dash cam, obviously it's a deterrent, number one. But let's say they're out of their mind, they're not going to stop, they're going to commit the crime. What do they grab the first thing when after they commit the crime? They grab your dash cam, right? Because that's the evidence that you have. And in this case, his face is plastered all over the cloud already. He can grab it, he can throw it, he can break it. It doesn't mean anything, right? So to me, look, man, it's the most valuable thing in this day and age. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have said so. But if you're driving even 10 hours a week, 20 hours, full time, it's a must. You guys must have a dash cam, period.
In fact, interesting that you mentioned about that particular use case. I think just a few weeks ago, a driver was, he just stopped by a 7-Eleven or something to pick up a drink. He left his car open because he just thought he'd just run in and get it. And obviously, some guy just jumped into the vehicle and took off, right? And then he noticed our dash cam, obviously, because it's live and it's you can see the pictures, and he just grabbed it and threw it. But his face was already there, and they caught him in less than 30 minutes, as far as I know. So yeah, absolutely, that's one of the things we do. We also have a lot of small features, Sergio. One thing is we have like a periodic message which plays, which says you're being video recorded. It seems like a very mundane thing, but there is a lot of scientific data which supports the idea that it'll act like a significant deterrence, because people may have some bad intention, but knowing that they've been already recorded may make them change their mind. So a lot of the things, the features of our DisplayRide, right? The philosophy really is to try to prevent any safety issues wherever possible. Obviously, you can't prevent every time, but whenever possible, you prevent it. But the key thing is documented. We document everything, and like I said, it's stored on the cloud and it's accessible through a touch of a button. And this, remember, unlike other dash cams, you cannot manipulate our data. So the data, the documentation, the footage is all very credible, right? So which brings me to another very important feature, which in fact we announced today. It's called the deactivation support system. We are the only company which remotely offers something like that. Everybody knows deactivation, so I really don't need to explain that. But it causes a lot of pain for drivers, and a lot of you've got a lot of false allegations. You're out, you're deactivated, and guess what? You don't know what to do because you don't know why they actually deactivated you. They're almost always very vague and nebulous. So in our solution, right, you come here, you can see actually on our portal. Let me show it here. I'm gonna move it here probably. Yeah, you can see that. Need help with deactivation. All you need to do is press that button, and guess what? It will pull all the videos from now 15 days, all new, up to 15 days, and you can take it and just send it to Uber or Lyft, whoever. So guess what you've done is you've basically taken the power away. Today, when you're deactivated, you're helpless. You don't know what happened. You're at the mercy of the rideshare company. Now you're telling, hey, here it is. You tell me what's wrong. I don't see any problem.
That's the problem, all right? That's the problem with rideshare companies. I mean, with their scale, deactivation or getting fired is by a passenger saying something, that probably is not true in most cases anyway. And then you're in the dark. You have no idea, and you have no proof. It's basically your word against Uber and against the passenger. And guess whose word they're going to take? They're going to take the passenger's word, right? Because there's millions of drivers out there. You're just a number to them. But, you have some evidence. And, I said this to even David Risher. I go, listen, man, in this country, right, we have a saying called innocent until proven guilty, right? In rideshare, it's completely the opposite. We have to prove ourselves innocent, period. And this is one way to do it. I mean, and both companies now are accepting dash cam footage, to provide them with additional information or evidence so you can get back online and earn a living. Because while they're doing their so-called investigation, which nobody knows how it's going to turn out, right? You're at the mercy.
So we do it. I mean, and it's good for them as well, because they take typically weeks or at least several days. and like you said, it's inherently flawed the way they go about figuring out, investigating, right? So what we do is provide them credible data so they can just go over it. A lot of our drivers have used it, and they just typically we've seen them be back online within a matter of a few minutes to an hour. So that's been tremendous. We just want to, and that's one of the reasons what we're trying to do is we want more and more people to have this, right? And I think especially going through a channel like you guys, it's extremely important, which is why we have created some very attractive approach, right? If you look at the pricing, what we've done is for all the SMTC community, basically we are offering like a 33% off, right? It's to what you can get elsewhere. So I mean, so $10 a month is really nothing, I mean, it's 30 cents or whatever, right? So it's really worth it. What our goal is, and we are really reducing our own margins. We just signed a deal with T-Mobile, a strategic deal with T-Mobile, because we want to bring down the cost of the bandwidth. Because as I told you, we upload everything immediately, right? We are trying to upload. We are consuming huge amounts of bandwidth, and it's just like your phone, except that the bandwidth that we typically consume is like 10 times or maybe 50 times more than what you do on your phone. And you know how much your phone costs, right? Like $50 a month for service. So we are offering like a $10, with a little down payment. So we are hoping that that would appeal, and there's no reason why our drivers should not have it, right? I think
Absolutely.
For safety.
I mean, look, man, what's $10? I mean, $10 for your safety, or $10, you can't even buy a Happy Meal for $10 these days. Okay. I mean, seriously, people, if you don't care about your safety, don't do it. It's not my problem. But, I mean, to me, it's it's outside your car, right? You got to have a car to do rideshare, period. Outside the car, the second important thing is a dash cam, irregardless of how long you're driving. Half shift, 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week. And then most of our audience are full-timers anyway. And to me, it's the most important thing that you can do for yourself. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm not saying it because we have a relationship with Abdul and DisplayRide. It's a must, period. No ifs, no buts about it. And with these deals, look, there you have many choices out there. A decent dash cam is going to definitely run you more than this, and plus it doesn't upload to the cloud. I mean, the advantage of this is directly going to the cloud, and you don't have to futz with the SD cards and upload, download, any of that stuff. You turn the car on, it's gone. That's it. Do you want to? I know this answer, but Abdul, I have you can answer it maybe in a minute. Why do you think rideshare companies don't offer dash cams such as DisplayRide to drivers for free? It's only $20 a month, right? Why do you think they don't? And then they complain about their commercial insurance rates going through the roof. I mean, I don't get it. Do you understand why?
The only rational reason I could think of is because there's competition, right? Drivers switch from Uber to Lyft to DoorDash and things like that, right? So maybe they don't want to subsidize, right? They don't want to hey, if I give you a dash cam, you better use it for doing my serving Uber customers, not Lyft customers, things like that. So that might be one issue. The other aspect is the nature of the relationship, right? About independent contractors and stuff like that, right? So putting a device on into your vehicle may create some liabilities in their mind. But all these are easily solvable, Sergio. I mean, they can just they can subsidize you. You know what I mean? They can pay hey, okay, I'll pay for it instead. Okay, it's still your dash cam, but you can pay. Things like that. There are many ways they can skin the cat, and they have got this crazily ineffective ways. They're telling now people, oh, you can record your thing on your. Imagine I'm going to keep my camera. First of all, it's not positioned. You're going to record it, and you can modify it, you can manipulate it, and all that stuff. So all these are like workarounds which are useless, and that's why I really don't know what we can do. We have given a ridiculous price, almost at cost. So there's no reason why they shouldn't really be pushing it. So
I agree. I mean, I agree, and I think when it comes to doing rideshare these days, right? Things have changed over the last 10 years quite a bit. Obviously, our pay has changed; it's gone down and down and down. And to me, the safety risks have risen, right? So what we're getting paid today is not commensurate while we were making 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, or even 3 years ago. Okay, the risk reward right now is really skewed towards risk. I mean, and look, we all want to go home at the end of the day, obviously.
Exactly.
Okay, and like that gentleman that I interviewed, the 70-year-old man, he didn't have a dash cam, right? Although luckily, Abdul, there was a liquor store that caught the whole thing. Hopefully that guy will go to jail. But I'm telling you, people, please, I use one. I drive probably 10, max 20 hours a week on the weekends when I drive. I wouldn't go. First of all, the other thing is, if you have a dash cam in your car, even if you're not doing rideshare, there are a lot of crazy drivers out there, man. Just for your own traffic safety, right? Just even when you're not doing rideshare or deliveries or whatever, now just have a dash cam. You have proof, period, right there. Instead of going through police reports, this and that, all this stuff, right? So,
Sergio, one other interesting thing for a lot of the drivers is, we can automatically detect the accidents and incidents.
Yep.
And also, if there is some kind of issue where a cop catches you, stops you for no reason, or there's an accident run by whatever, you have a thing here. You just press get recording now. And what it does is it'll previous 10-minute recording will be immediately sent to your phone. And in addition, you have an emergency contact. It will send them a message saying, hey, you might want to check in on Sergio. And so you see, I got a message and I got a link. I can actually look inside the vehicle. So if you're injured or whatever, right? So it's, again, a lot of people, like you said, right? The older gentleman, we have seen a lot of people, their old dads or spouses or whatever, they're worried about their, hey, I haven't heard from them for a while and they've been driving all night. I don't know what's happening. So they can just click a link and see inside the vehicle just to make sure. So we are doing things around the rideshare community. Again, that's precisely why we are called the rideshare monitoring platform, and nothing else. So it's not just a dash cam. We built it for the rideshare community, and now we've tried to reduce the price and everything else. So there's no reason why anybody shouldn't have, unless they, like you said, don't care about safety at all.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
there's this quick question. If you can answer this question, does it have GPS for location and speed?
Yes. It has GPS. It'll actually tell you street location exactly. It tells you exactly where you are.
All right. So, look, we have a couple of minutes with your segment. Give us the closing comments, and people, please. I don't care if you get it or not, but if you do care about your own safety, that's where we are. Look, society is weird. Crime can find you anywhere. I'm not saying it's Uber's fault or Lyft's fault that somebody gets carjacked, but one event changes your life. The other thing that we have that we're going to talk about in a minute, once you leave, Abdul, is Uber introduced a new product called Uber Teen, right? You have 13, 14-year-olds in your car at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
If you don't have a dash cam driving 12, 13-year-olds in the middle of the night, you guys are a bunch of knuckleheads. That's all I'm saying. So, but give us a couple of minutes of your last thoughts, and then we'll say goodbye. And we'll mention it on every show. It's a must.
Yeah, honestly, again, the reason we started DisplayRide was for the rideshare community, as you can see on our website and everything else, right? So we think there was a big, honestly, I think you guys know better than anybody else. Nobody cares for rideshare drivers. That's the reality, So what we are trying to do is trying to really use technology to help you take care of yourself for a very economical price, right? Like you said, Sergio, I think if one incident, right, can change your entire life. For $10, you won't even think about these kind of things. This is like just change, right? So really, what we have tried to do is create a solution for which there is no excuse not to have it, right? So we got to have it. And to your point, right, we believe that hopefully Uber and Lyft and others will open, the minds will open one day and say, okay, this makes a lot of sense for everybody, because it's a win-win situation for them, because they're paying billions of dollars on insurance, by the way.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. So we feel that hopefully everybody will come together, because what we have tried to do is it's a win-win. And by the way, one thing is your consumers, the riders as well. They'd feel safe to know that there's a dash cam at 2 a.m, right?
Yep.
And it's recording. And it just changes the entire experience, we feel, for rideshare. And that's what we started to do.
Okay,
And
last question. I don't want to keep you any longer, but last question. Does DisplayRide work when the car is parked?
We, as long as it's powered on, it keeps recording it. If it turns off, we don't record it.
Okay, there you go.
Because
well, thank you. Much appreciated, Abdul. Thank you. We'll have you on again, periodically. And here's Mr. Abdul Kasim, CEO of DisplayRide, which is my dash cam, preferred choice of dash cam. And here's the deal you're gonna get. I mean, look, man, $10 a month, really. So when you guys do go to the website and order it on checkout, please use RSG as the promo code. So we know it came from us. I highly recommend it. I think it's beyond a must. I don't know what else to say to drivers. And for your safety, now they have the deactivation. You need evidence to get reactivated. Okay, there's your evidence. I don't know what else to say. And the companies also have changed. They're accepting. They weren't accepting. I used to hear a lot of drivers saying, "Oh, I sent them my dash cam footage. They didn't even look at it." Well, now they are. So things are changing on their end as well. So here it is. Use RSG on checkout. If you have any questions, you can send them to me, or Sergio at rideshareguy.com, and I'll forward them to Abdul. We have a great communication going on, obviously. So, Abdul, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Sergio. Chris, appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.